Leah, Fasten.
Hi, Shannon. How are you?
I'm good. We're still celebrating our 2 year anniversary.
For sure.
We've been around.
Absolutely. I have on my Microsoft, I think I have a backup of all of my photos in Microsoft. And often every day it gives me like on this day, like a little snapshot of things that happened. And it's like pictures from 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And it's a mix of like professional work and my kids. And now all those AI women I was making 2 years ago started popping in. So it's like Zach when he's 4 and like a portrait I shot for a company and like a picture of Sadie from 2 years ago and some AI lady and then another AI lady. and that was about 2 years ago. We first launched and I was doing all those those first images of women who don't exist. It's been 2 years, which is
crazy.
Shocking.
So welcome everyone. I know there's some new folks here. If you're new, my name's Kyle Shannon and I'm here with Leah Fasten. We're the co-founders of the AI Salon. And I think just you and I are kind of naturally playful and curious, and we tried to create a place where people that were naturally, creative and curious and adventurous had a place to hang out, and that's kind of what we created here.
That's it, and we are so happy to see you who are here.
Yeah, I know.
It's hang out with us in the place we made
the holiday season. We didn't know if anyone was going to show up, so the fact that some people showed up is awesome. We've got some familiar faces, so welcome. So catch me up on where you are, and then I'll catch you up on where I am, because I feel like we're in the midst of a shift, in my opinion. But tell me where you are.
Well, I am. I've done what I do when I feel overwhelmed. There's too much information. I shut down completely and I start making things. So I've kind of shut out all AI except Midjourney, and I'm now playing with the new the new tools that came out. One of which is a mood board where you put lots of different images. And then using those images, it creates a style to put onto what you've made. Which I just made this right now. So that's where I'm at. I keeping up with what's happening with AI has completely like oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time keeping up. I'm glad we're doing this tonight because you're gonna tell me all the things I need to know.
I'm gonna catch us all up on what's been said. I am squarely in the middle of be careful of what you wish for, right? So I feel like for the past 6 months I've been like, no one's releasing anything cool anymore. And
we've heard that. We've all heard that. Right? We've all been part of that. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the past 2 weeks, it's not just OpenAI, that there's remarkable stuff coming from all fronts. And so that's a part of it. And the other thing is that the thing that so I feel like there's a bit of the adrenaline of trying to keep up has returned, but it's very different than it used to be, because it used to be a new thing was dropped, you get all excited about it, and you just had to learn one thing.
Right.
And we are now clearly in a place where just even something like mood boards within Midjourney is a whole complete new way of working with a tool that you may not know how to use all that well in the first place anyway. And there's like 1,000 of those.
Yeah, it's remarkable. And it's an advanced thing of what we already sort of have learned. And now it's even more advanced and it's becoming right. Yeah. You've frozen up, Kyle, unless I've frozen up. I don't know who's frozen. Is Kyle frozen or am I frozen?
No,
Kyle is.
Okay. Kyle's frozen.
I'm frozen. Keep talking. My machine's
You're
trying
frozen.
to crash.
Okay. Kyle, do you even exist?
That's helpful.
I'm coming
Make someone
back.
else the co-host. Quick.
Wait, I can make someone else the co-host. Here, hang on.
Yeah, just so if you freeze completely, we don't lose the whole.
Who wants to co-host with me? Kyle, are you there, Kyle? Okay.
I am.
Bandwidth preservation in action.
We can hear you. I can't see you.
Is my camera working?
Nope. You're just a pulsating dot.
I've been called that before. I think I might have to leave and come back in.
I might let you in.
Thank you.
All right. He's gone. Let's hope he returns.
I'll be back.
Okay.
No, he's not gone. He's still there.
Okay, now we get to say whatever we want about Shannon. Quick, everyone generate a portrait and let's put it up.
There you go. Surprise backgrounds.
That's right. Everyone generate a portrait of Kyle while he's gone, and then we'll put it up on the background and we'll blow his mind when he comes back. All right. We'll give him a minute to come back because he's got a lot of updates to share. And because he's Kyle, I don't have them. And if he doesn't, we can get on with our community share too.
Kyle's too hot to generate. You can generate a 70s resto mod in an abandoned factory with light streaming through the broken windows.
Excellent. I like it. I like it a lot.
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Didn't give us time to
back.
Plan.
Shannon has returned.
I have closed tabs. So my tab hoarding has come to bite me in the ass. And so I'm back. But anyway, sorry. You were saying. So anyway, so that's where we are. So I think the thing I was talking about was like the tools are getting so good, right, across the board, that I really feel like 2025 is going to be something different than we've experienced before. Because I think everything to this point, the tools have been so janky and incomplete and broken a lot of the times that you could dismiss it and go, I've got a couple of years. I think it's going to become apparent in 2025 that none of us have a couple of years, that it's here. Yeah. So.
And my hope is that in 2025, we start having tools that help us use the tools, right? That there is, it becomes, the agents start to become available, and that we're doing less work to understand the AI, which is right now, sometimes I think it feels like it's more work, not less work, which is why people are resisting it, right? I don't want to learn a new skill. I don't want to have to learn this, even though in theory, it should be a lot less work, right?
Right.
And so hopefully it'll start to feel there'll be more ease around it because there'll be people developing tools to help it feel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It feels like it should be a lot less work because it's automated, but what it's going to cause is all of us to have to rethink how we do everything we do. And that's terrifying.
It is terrifying.
Right?
I think so.
Yeah. So first off, I want to thank Tom Nodler, who's our December sponsor. And one of the reasons the salon is free to everyone is that we've got sponsors. Also, if you want to support the salon, if you go to aisalon.creator-spring.com, it is possible that the 2nd year anniversary t-shirt is there.
Oh, you know what? I've got bad news. I just clicked on the link. It's not there. I will make another one and I'll put it up, and you'll have like 10 minutes to buy it or something because it disappears really quickly.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on with our t-shirt site, but it is not happy with every time we make a new t-shirt, it disappears.
It does. And just made it. We just made it a half hour ago.
Yeah. Because we knew we were going to have this. So anyway, but also if you buy any other shirts there, that supports the salon as well. So again, if you're new here, one of the things that we talk about is what we call the journey to AI literacy, and the basic idea being that, especially with so many tools out there, what it's essentially impossible to do right now is to master anything, because the tools are changing so quickly. So many of them are coming, that the place to really start is to play, and ideally play in a community like the AI Salon, where you're sharing, what you're learning with other people. And in doing all that playing and sort of figuring stuff out, you'll learn enough about some handful of tools that you can then start to move into that next phase, which is mindfully create. Think about, here's a problem I've been trying to solve, or I want to make a book for my kids, or whatever it might be, and actually try to apply the things you've learned while you were playing to that thing. And then the generously lead part is, do that learning out loud. Share what you're learning. If you did something really awesome, share that and how you did it. If you absolutely messed something up, share that and how you did that, right? Because all of us are trying to figure this stuff out. And one of the things that Leah and I realized early on is that very often people would apologize for their particular piece of expertise as, well, this is obvious to me. And so they would think it would have no value. And then when they would share that, it would be profound to other people in the room because they'd never thought about the world that way. So generously leading is about just, as you're learning, put yourself out there and what your insights are, because they will have an impact on someone else, no matter how obvious you think they feel. One of the other things that we do, and I know you're probably off making a t-shirt, Leah.
I am off making a t-shirt, but I can do the values.
Can we do the values?
We can definitely do the values.
So one of the things that makes this community really remarkable is there's a lot of communities out there, especially with technical expertise kind of stuff like AI, that get very proprietary about knowledge, and this community is not that. And so these are a list of values that we just like to remind everyone, this is who we already are, and the kinds of things we want to keep. So jump in.
Okay, let's start with curiosity. We are eager to ask the obvious questions, learn new things, and experiment. Our relentless quest for adventure and exploration ignites our inner spark, transforming our curiosity into unexpected discoveries and newfound passions. Playfulness. We value creativity, joy, and the freedom to experiment. We play first and transform learning into a captivating journey. We collaborate and mindfully create together when we can to learn more, make friends, and develop new circles of trust. Remember, all work and no play is how we did things before the salon. Mm-hmm. Empathy. We are respectful, inclusive, and kind. We value diverse perspectives, recognizing that our differences make us stronger. We accept that people might be afraid and angry, and we work to understand them. We actively practice gratitude and acknowledge the efforts and successes of those around us. Humans matter. Bravery. We have the courage to step into the unknown, taking bold actions in the face of fear and challenging ourselves to push the boundaries of what we thought possible. Let's face it, with everything changing as fast as it is, we're all making this up as we go along anyway. Might as well be brave about it. Generosity. We're willing to share our resources, feedback, and wisdom with others and support each other's growth and development. There's so much happening and so much to learn. We can't possibly keep up with it all. Understand that even if something is obvious to you, it may be a profound revelation to someone else. Learn out loud, share what you know, generously lead.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah, that it is. And I think that I think that over the last 2 years, things have grown and shifted and changes. And I think the values are what we keep coming back to, right? Mm-hmm. And I know you and I, in a lot of the conversations we have, is this the right direction? Should we do this? How will this impact us? Well, let's look back at the values. And does this make sense?
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Great. The other thing about the salon, so there's lots of things. If you've been in the Mighty Networks, great. You know what's there. There's a lot there. There's a show and tell area. There's kind of onboarding, things like that. There's also guilds. So these are the categories of guilds. And so I encourage you to go check those out. We've got a lot of stuff to cover tonight, so I don't want to go deep into this, but are there any guild members that have either events coming up or things coming up that you want to talk about? If so, either just jump in and start talking or raise your hand and we can call on you.
I nominate Joy.
I have no idea.
We had a meeting, Joy. We had a meeting.
Yes, we just had a meeting and it was wonderful. We had Kimberly, who has made a Grammy award-winning artist video, but she happens to be African American, and she just shared with us the struggles of creating people that look like her, and also people with disabilities. Gave us some pointers on possibly how to do that and how to fight back for those inequalities that happen with AI. And we are hoping to have a meeting at the beginning of the year, maybe January, February.
Beautiful. Okay, good. And that was for the AI Ethics Guild with Joy and Vicky. Great. Any other guild leaders? Claire.
I don't know if I'm on screen or not. Hi, I'm Claire, and I am part of the AI Life Hacks Club with Brandon and Claire. And we are having a meeting tomorrow night. Our meetings always come the evening after the salon's meetings. So our meeting's tomorrow night at 5:30 Mountain Time. And they're awesome. If you haven't been, come. You'll learn, you'll laugh, you'll cry. You can share. It's really wonderful. And we look forward to everybody's input.
And we are also doing a Hacking the Holidays digital advent calendar, for lack of a better term, where every day we're posting a different holiday life hack in the channel. So you can catch up on those as well.
Oh, that's great. Awesome.
Thanks, Brendan.
Great. Gwen.
Yeah, hi everybody. I thought I'd do a quickie. I am part of the business guild that Source Camp and Bradley Kelly is Source Camp both lead, and that one's been really great. We've been able to brainstorm some ideas for our businesses and thought about what's going ahead for AI. So that one's a great one to join. Small businesses.
Beautiful. Fantastic. Anybody else on guild leadership? All right. So if you're interested in any of these topics, just go check out those areas. There's conversations. You can post things, ask questions, things like that. Okay. So one exciting thing coming up, the AI Salon and She Leads AI. Is Ann Murphy in the house? I don't think so. I know she was busy. She was doing some strategy stuff. So last year, Ann Murphy and I collaborated on a thing called GPT for Good, where this community and a bunch of other people got together and over 24 hours made 150 GPTs for nonprofits. This year, we're teaming up again. So the AI Salon and She Leads AI are sponsoring this event. Ann and I will be hosting. So mark on your calendars, December 27th and 28th. You can go register right now. I would encourage you to do that, aifestivus.com. It's 2 full days of basically hour-long workshops all day long with lots and lots of different people. People from the salon, people from She Leads AI, people from Paul Reitzer's group, the Marketing AI Institute, people from Rachel Wood's, her group, which is AI, the hell is it? Anyway, but lots of different people will be presenting workshops. We're going to have a hangout space where if you're not watching a workshop, you can hang out with people. We're going to have a little dedicated space within the AI Salon where you can post work. So it's going to be a blast. It's going to start at 9 a.m. on Friday and end at 8 p.m. and same on Saturday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. So 2 days in a row. Between Christmas and New Year's, you're going to be with your families. Likely, you're going to be sick of them. So just come hang out with us. So lots of speakers. We'll have the hangout stuff. So anyway, so that's coming up. All right. It's going to be amazing. So yeah, thanks for thinking of that, and come hang out with us. And please share this with anyone. The whole idea here is we're going to have the workshops are going to be everything from hands-on, how to do something in Midjourney or make a picture or do prompts. There's going to be business ones. I think Jim Ross is in here. Jim's going to be doing something on how he uses AI for his business. He's been way in on AI in a non-AI business. So there's going to be all sorts of things. We got confirmation today that Kelly Bosch, if you're a fan of her work, is going to be doing a workshop. So that's really fun, and lots of cool speakers. So anyway, that's what's going on. Okay. Leah, did I miss anything in terms of our sort of setup and housekeeping? Did I miss?
No, I just wanted to say AI Festivus is going to be really fun, and that it is, when I think about what I want to be happening in the salon every single day, I want it to be AI Festivus like every day in the salon, right? And so it's like really exciting that all this is coming together for these 2 days.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be good. And if, you know, especially if you're new here and if you're just feeling like, how do I catch up and where do I start? This is a perfect 2 days. Just like hang out and just like let the stuff wash over you. And if you want to get active and, you know, make stuff, great. If you want to just sit back and just figure out what you're interested in, that's great too. Yeah, so terrific.
Absolutely. It's gonna be exciting. I think we've covered everything. I'm not sure, but I think
Okay.
I got another t-shirt up. The link was just working. Can't promise it'll keep working, but give it a shot.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, good. Go get a t-shirt. Okay. I am now going to attempt to catch everyone up on what's been happening in the past 2 weeks. It's a lot. If you completely check out for this next section, I completely understand. I kind of encourage it. If you don't know, OpenAI has been doing this thing called 12 Days of Shipmas, which every time I say that, someone thinks I said shitmas. And they're like, shipmas? I'm like, no, ship as in shipping a product. So they've been shipping features for OpenAI for 9 of 12 days. This week is the last week. The live streams themselves are the most awkward things I've ever seen. They're like SNL skits. This was the one from today. They're wearing the little strawberry sweaters. This is clearly people who are not on camera. They've got the world's smallest table to present that. It's been awkward and kind of awesome. Why I think this is awesome is my gut tells me that 3 years from now, when OpenAI is a $1 trillion company, they're going to be really slick, you know, presentations. And so these are literally just engineers sitting around the table like, hey, here's what I built. And then they launch it. So anyway, so here's what's been going on. The first day was Thursday, December 5th. And they launched the O1 reasoning engine. So O1 had been out in preview. They launched the full version of O1. They also launched ChatGPT Pro. They launched it in an unclear enough way that most people thought that you didn't get the full O1 reasoning engine unless you paid $200 a month. That's not the case. For $20 a month, you get the full O1 reasoning engine. For $200 a month, you get, you know, sort of unlimited prompting and a bunch of other stuff, but you also get sort of the pro version of O1. So there's an advanced version of O1 that if you're trying to do advanced problem solving, that's what it is. So that was the first day. That was very much expected, and it came. Day 2, that Friday, was a thing called reinforcement fine-tuning. You don't need to know much about this, but basically they made it very, very easy for you to take the O1 Mini, the reasoning model, and you can actually fine-tune it on your specific domain expertise. So if you were really into, I don't know, candy making, and you wanted to make a custom AI model that was really good at candy making, and you had the data to put in there, you can fine-tune it with, I think, as few as 12 data points, and apparently it's quite good. So that was the first 2 days. The following Monday, they dropped Sora. So Sora is the long-anticipated video model that they previewed first last March, and they finally dropped it. They dropped what's called Sora Turbo, which they disclosed in the launch that it's the 1.0 version of Sora. So they basically launched the thing they previewed last March. They have been actively demoing Sora 2.0 within the past couple of weeks. So they didn't give us the latest version of this. So the version of Sora that's out there is version 1.0, a little janky, but still pretty good. If you pay $20 a month, you get 50 generations a month, which, if you know anything about AI video generation, 50 generations is like, it's nothing. You'll blow through that really quickly. So for $20 a month, you can kind of play with it. If you're paying the $200 a month for ChatGPT Pro, you get 500 generations at the fast speed and then unlimited generations at a slower, non-priority speed. But that's out. So that was a big deal that they dropped it again. That was highly anticipated and expected. Day 4, they upgraded the Canvas feature, which is a feature where you can edit things within ChatGPT. You can also now add canvas to custom GPTs. So if you want people to be able to use your custom GPT, generate content, and put that in an editable document, you can now add that to your custom GPT. Day 5 was they basically said, okay, Apple put ChatGPT in Apple products, which Apple had mentioned that, I don't know, 3-4 months ago, but they actually dropped the software. So now in iOS 18.2 and whatever the latest version of OS X, ChatGPT's in there. Siri, if Siri can't answer something, it will basically say, do you want me to use ChatGPT to answer this? And then it will. They added some vision features. That was a bit of a dud kind of announcement, but it got real. ChatGPT is now part of the Apple operating system to some degree. Day 6, this was a biggie. Last Thursday, they launched advanced voice that now has video. So if you don't know about this, if you haven't played with it, I think this is only available to Plus or Pro members. But if you're using the ChatGPT app and you put it in voice mode, you can talk to it. It now has a little video camera next to it. So you can turn on the video camera, and then you can just ask ChatGPT what it's seeing. And so you could point it at software and say, explain the software to me. And you could point it at a street sign and say, am I going to get a ticket if I park here? Things like that. They also launched a new voice of Santa. So if you've got kids in your life, switch to the Santa mode, and he does a lot of ho ho ho, but it's very cute. So there's something fun to play with there. But I personally think that the advanced voice with video is actually quite a significant feature, and it's going to change the way we do a lot of different things. Okay. So last Friday, they launched Projects, which if you don't know Projects, Claude has something very much like Projects. You can create what is sort of like a custom GPT, where it's got its own system prompt, so you can tell it to act a certain way. You can upload files to it, so you can upload your own data to it. And then you can also you can gather previous chats of that same topic. So like I'm working on a musical right now. I can go back through all of my chats where I've talked about that musical and put them into a project, and now just prompt into the project, and it'll take all of that stuff into consideration. So that one's something that's sort of been long coming. It's effectively folders for projects, but it's a bit more than that. So that's one worth exploring. Yesterday, ChatGPT Search was upgraded. So ChatGPT Search has been around for a while, but it was upgraded. It's faster now. It's especially faster if you just want to find like the URL for something. It gives you the URL first and then pontificates. They've also made it free for all users. So even free users now have this search capability. In a couple of days, they said it's going to be available in advanced voice as well. So right now, if you're in advanced voice and you say, what's going to be the weather tomorrow? It can't do it. It's going to be able to do that. Again, I think that's a big addition to advanced voice. OpenAI is clearly going after Google here. They're clearly going after the search market. They now incorporate images into the search results. YouTube videos, if it finds them, it will incorporate them, and you can play them in line. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. It's a little janky, but it's not bad. But search just got better. Today was a mini dev day, so it was very, very geeky. But for any of the geeks on the call, O1 is now available via API. Not the pro version of O1, the normal version of O1. And it's also got vision attached to it. So one of the things that we should see in ChatGPT is the ability for O1 to be able to take advantage of images and, video cameras and things like that. So that's now available via API. Also, they made real-time voice 10 times cheaper if you use 4.0 Mini. The cost of real-time voice was very much a gating factor. We didn't see a lot of development with it because it was very expensive. It just got 10 times cheaper. And they made it much more simple to implement a real-time voice application. In fact, they demoed like a little mini computer that was the size of like your thumbnail that they stuck inside a stuffed animal. And you could have a conversation with the stuffed animal using full-on, GPT-4o mini, which is pretty staggering. And then they added some fine-tuning models. So that's everything that's been released in the 9 days so far. Here's what's coming. The next 3 days, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, don't quite know what's coming. These are my speculations. So this is all just guessing. We could have O1 search or vision available for ChatGPT. We could have, so the name ChatGPT 4o, that little O stands for Omni. It's a multimodal engine that has native image generation within it. When you generate images in ChatGPT right now, you're using DALL-E 3, which is this separate model. They may give us native GPT-4 image generation, which I think would be better, but we don't know. That's those are two possibilities. Thursday, I have an instinct that they're going to probably just make an announcement for agents, so autonomous agents that can basically go out on the internet and take action on your behalf. That is coming from OpenAI, they said in January. So maybe we get an announcement on Thursday. Maybe we get access to the real thing. Who knows? And then Friday, the last day, they've been doing lots and lots of hints of AGI. And the rumor is that we're going to get GPT 4.5. We might get what they're calling Orion, which we think is GPT-5. It's possible we also get a declaration of AGI that OpenAI says we've achieved artificial general intelligence. That's significant from a business standpoint because at the point at which they declare they've reached AGI, Microsoft no longer has access to that technology as a part of their commercial deal. I think they're trying to renegotiate that, but it's possible we get that. This is all just speculation, but let me just pause right there. That's what I know so far of OpenAI, 12 Days of Shipmas. Any thoughts or questions?
My mind's a little blown right now. So you have to like, I don't have any thoughts or questions. My brain's actually exploded out of my head and I have to go get it to put it back in.
It's a lot. I mean, the metaphor that I've been thinking of recently is if I think about OpenAI and ChatGPT, I emotionally think of ChatGPT 3.5 that we got 2 years ago in November, right? It's this little box and it says words. What ChatGPT is right now, what OpenAI is it's a suite of very sophisticated products. It's more like the Adobe Creative Suite for creative people than it is just like Photoshop, every one of the apps, right?
Think about how long it took Adobe to go from Photoshop to an entire suite of creative apps, right? Yeah. Like this thinking, like we just started this 2 years ago. Like we haven't been doing this that long. And think about where this was when we started and now where it is.
Yeah. And it's staggering. And even just things like the difference between ChatGPT 4 Omni and O1, a reasoning engine. Why are those two distinct things? They're two very distinct tools, but on the surface, they're both things that you type words into and it spits words out. Like most people are not going to get the difference between those, but they are quite distinct, and how you use them is going to be quite distinct, right?
That's right.
So, yeah.
That's right.
Anyone? I think someone raised their hand. Just jump in. I can't really see who's got their hand up. No,
I thought Danielle had her hand up.
Yeah, it was me. I was just gonna say about all my rabbit hole that I went down prior to the
yes. Here, let me go back to this image.
Okay, so yeah, count the frogs. Count the frog. You can tell by how many frogs are on the shelves what day this was filmed
1,
on.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and there might be one hiding behind them.
There's not. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That was day 8.
No, this was today.
Oh, sorry. Wait, no. 1, 2, 3,
There must
4,
be one
5,
behind it.
6, 7. Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Or
Okay,
behind
one.
it, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so and then there's a new frog added each day, and so
And then this bell moves, did you say?
yes, the bell moves. Okay, the bell moves. The frogs move. There, I asked what the meaning behind. You see that thing behind it, the guy on the left's back. You know the things with the little pendulums that bong back and forth, whatever those are called. There's a name.
Oh yeah, this thing. Yeah.
Those mean something. There's a radio. There's the 2 clocks. There's a hourglass. There's a snow globe. There's so many different things. And then if you zoom in on the books, there's also a candle lit. There's so many different.
Royal family, the Dark Ages.
The clock and what time it is. I don't know. I didn't check to see if the clock changes the time each day or if it's the correct time each day.Anyway, so I did a little write-up.
But the other thing, Danielle, that may not be clear to everyone, because ChatGPT can see, Danielle took screenshots of these shelves from all the different days and put them into ChatGPT and said, "Hey, ChatGPT, tell me what are the hints here, right?" And it came up with this analysis, right?
Right. And it was actually being kind of dumb because I'm like, hey, well, there's an hour. But okay, so look at that hourglass right there on the right-hand side in the middle. That is like a really oddly shaped hourglass. And so I'm like, well, hey, there's this weird shaped hourglass right here. So that's there too. What do you think that means? And so I had to explain a few things to it and because they're like, look at that decor. It's it's more, modern type of style. And so, anyway, but I didn't even have time because I finished it right before I got on here to read it. But it is a continuous guide.
In the Irregulars channel, you put this analysis in the Irregulars channel. So if you're on the salon, go to the Irregulars channel and you'll find the analysis. The other thing here, the strawberries that they're wearing, if you don't know, Project Strawberry is the code name internally for the reasoning engine. So the 01 model, the reasoning model, was nicknamed Project Strawberry. So that's why they're wearing that. They made two or three AGI jokes today, or they made one AGI joke a couple of times. So it's fun. I mean, again, it is an awkward experience to watch them.
Do we think that's an actual shelf, or do we think they are in front of a green screen and
those are physical shelves? You can see them sort of shimmy by each other. This is like the world's smallest room with 4 people crammed around a table, 3 people crammed around a table. It's pretty funny.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what OpenAI did. So, not to be outdone, Google has been counter-announcing products. So as OpenAI has been rolling stuff out, Google's been coming after them. Google has been okay. To be clear, where do I start? Google invented the transformer. So all of the generative AI stuff, all of this crazy technology that we play with today, almost all of it that we play with, the generative stuff, is based on this framework, this architecture called the transformer, which is basically how these things learn, how they train them. And then Google basically ignored it and let other people take off. And for the past 2 years, the products that Google has been putting in the marketplace have not been super swell. They've all been disappointments. All of a sudden this week, what they've been announcing has been quite powerful. So here's just some of the things that they've announced that I think are worth taking a look at. One is NotebookLM. If you haven't played with NotebookLM, it's quite amazing. It also has this podcast feature, the audio overview, where you upload some documents into it and you say create an audio overview, and it creates like an NPR style podcast. So they just did an upgrade of NotebookLM where you can actually now get into a voice conversation with those podcast hosts. It's wild. So rather than just listening to a passive podcast, you can ask those podcast hosts questions about your work, and they'll answer you in their sort of podcasty kind of way. There's an improved interface, like this 3-panel interface, and they upped the amount of sources and things like that to 50 sources with 500,000 words each, and like a remarkable amount of documents. Google Slides, Google Docs, PDFs, web URLs, YouTube URLs, audio files. So if you haven't played with NotebookLM, it's worth playing with. It's notebooklm.google.com. It's quite a remarkable tool. They announced this new tool called Wisk, which is a no-word image prompting, image generation tool. So basically, rather than typing in word prompts, you can put word prompts in it, but the primary interface is you pick like a face, some clothing, and a location, and it will stitch that together and make you an image out of those other images. So that's just a new kind of cool thing they put out. They also dropped Gemini 2.0 Flash, which is a small version. It's a multimodal new version of their Gemini tool. It's super high quality. It's also got a thing called real-time streaming, which is essentially the same tool that OpenAI with real-time voice, where you can turn on the camera and talk to this thing and it'll understand what it sees. Real-time streaming with Gemini, and I'll show you how to get to all these. Real-time streaming, you can basically say, take a look at my computer screen, and I'm going to have a conversation with you while I work on my computer screen. You tell me what's going on and teach me how to use this software, or help me understand this problem, or whatever it might be. So that came out. Then they announced Imagen, I think it's called, or Imagen 3, which is their new, kind of mid-journey competitor or stable diffusion competitor. That's now out, and you can play with that. It's on Google Labs. And then they announced a lot of the AI influencers are talking about VO being released. This has not been released, but it's been announced. VO2 is an absolute Sora competitor, and in a lot of ways, Sora killer. So you can generate videos up to 4K, so really large, high quality videos, up to 2 minutes long, which is amazing. And then it's got really good physics. You can currently sign up for the wait list. So if you are interested in video stuff, I would go get yourself on the wait list sooner than later. Here's just from their website. I just recorded some of the, these were just some of the videos that were playing there. But it's just, there's very little of the janky, the really janky stuff here. There's a little bit of it, but not much. And the people that do have access to this tool, it seems to be quite remarkable. So Sora 2.0 that we don't have access to yet, I assume is in this neighborhood. And I assume that's why Google dropped this, because this kicks the snot out of the Sora that we do have access to. But it's not out yet. So I've been on many Google wait lists. Okay. So the one thing I thought I would do as a gift to all of you, it's the holiday season, is create the Google URL decipherer. These are the URLs that one of the challenges that Google has, they essentially fired all non-engineers a bunch of years back. And so it is a huge organization that is primarily engineer driven. And so what they don't have really good right now is like product marketers and things like shouldn't there be just a single URL where all of our crap is? There should be, but there's not. They're all over the place. So here's the best I can figure out of these are the ones worth writing down and remembering. Gemini.google.com is like ChatGPT. It's the consumer, wherever their latest Gemini model is, that's where you go do it. It's not as good as ChatGPT. It's not as good as Claude. It's not as good as Perplexity, but it probably will be. It's just not right now. But it's at least worth playing with and seeing how it is. If you want to play with the new cool stuff, go to aistudio.google.com. This is the equivalent. If you remember in the early days of ChatGPT, we went to both ChatGPT and we also went to this thing called the OpenAI Playground, where you could pick different models and there was the temperature slider and you could do prompting. That's kind of what this is. This is Google's equivalent of the development environment for Gemini. So here you can play with the latest version of Gemini 1.5 Pro, which has a 2 million token context window, which is remarkable. These are fully multimodal models. You can upload video to them, audio to them, and it just understands it instantly. It's not transcribing it. It can natively ingest audio and video and understand it. Gemini 1.5 or it's not 1.5. This is a typo. Let me actually fix this. Gemini experimental 1206 is apparently Gemini 2.0 Pro. And then you've got Gemini 2.0 Flash experimental. You can play with both of these here. The 2.0 Flash, that's the thing that's got the real-time streaming where you can actually play on your screen, have it watch your screen while you're talking to it. Pretty amazing. NotebookLM.google.com actually spun out of Google Labs, which is that image to the right, and is worth bookmarking because it's a great product. And then labs.google.com, that's all these little tiles that you see on the right. This is the Labs site. This is where they do all their experimental technology. But you've got ImageFX in there is where you can go play with Imagen 3. And then VideoFX is where you will be able to play with VO2, that new video model. There might be other places, but I know that you'll be able to play with them here. And then this is also where you can play with Wisk and you can play with the other things you see here. Good Lord. Questions, thoughts?
Mind blown. Mind is blown. I don't even know what questions to start with. Like I don't even know where to start with that questions.
I know.
Let's just sit here and generate with Midjourney. Don't mind me. I'm just shutting down and making things.
Okay, so here's some other stuff.
Other things. Okay.
Yeah, and then we'll be done. Then we'll go into intros. Okay. So that's Google and OpenAI. Big players doing big stuff. The only takeaway I have from all that shit I just went through is if the only thing you take away from this is you'll never learn it and you'll never catch up with it, you're correct. None of us are. I feel we're at the point now where none of us are going to be able to catch up with any of this. That what we're experiencing right now is AI accelerating up and away from us in a way that we're not going to be able to deal with it, and that's okay. The fact that you're here, the fact that you're curious, the fact that you're just trying, and then Leah, like where you are, screw it, I'm just going to do Midjourney stuff. Perfect, do that. Like we will all sort of figure out our place with these tools. Don't forget that generative AI is going to become like the internet, like the World Wide Web. It's just going to be pervasive and it's going to be in everything. So learning any little piece of it, you're going to be way ahead of where most people are. So just don't feel like you have to catch up with this stuff. That said, let me share some other shit. Okay. This one was out a couple of weeks ago, but I think it's worth noting. Runway ML created this thing called Act 1, where you can record yourself talking, and then it'll apply your facial movements to an avatar, right? So you'd upload a picture of a different character, and you would talk, and it would make that character talk. You can now do that with video files. So the workflow might be this: you create a cool character in Midjourney, you take that over to something like Kling or Runway ML and make a video of that character just like walking down a street. You can then record yourself talking, and now you can apply that talking to the character walking down the street. So you can now start to make really sophisticated movies of a character talking. So it's worth noting that they did that upgrade in the past couple of weeks. If you haven't seen it or played with it, it's fun to play with. And like the creative possibilities there are bonkers. An advanced version of that is you record yourself talking, strip out the audio track, take that over to 11 Labs and do a voice swap on that. So you can actually do character voices with, you record your voice, swap out a character voice, and then apply that, put it back in the video of you talking, and then throw that into an animated character, right? So again, you know, the whole thing, Hollywood should be nervous, or all of us should be excited that if you're a storyteller and you really want to tell stories, you can start to tell incredibly sophisticated stories. The tech is starting to get there. Joy Purdy, she did that and it works great. Perfect. So yeah, recorded herself, swapped the voice, put it back in the recording of herself, then map that onto a video in Runway. Amazing stuff. And like you can knock it out all for $20 a month service. What a bargain. I think Runway's a bit more than that. If you like the video stuff, just to be clear, is expensive. It's more expensive than the other. Another thing to know, Grok within Twitter, within X, Grok has gotten really good. So it's now Grok 2.0. Grok 3.0 is coming. You can make images in it. It used to use Flux. It now uses their own proprietary model. One of the nice things about generating anything in X is its safety guardrails are lower. You can make images of famous people. You can make images of brands. So if you're frustrated with the guardrails and other things, Grok is worth exploring. And I have this sneaking suspicion Grok is about to get really good. So Grok is about to go from not even in the conversation of something that you would use on a regular basis to being one of the major players. I think we're about to see that. Mid-journey mood boards. If you haven't played with this yet, these are essentially instant LoRa's. So a LoRa is where you upload a bunch of images and train an image generation model. You can now create these things called mood boards, either with images you upload, images you create, or images you just grab from anywhere else. That's what Leah's playing with right now. You find them in the personalization tab in Midjourney and just say, make a new mood board, upload some images to it. And then basically you use that mood board as a style reference. And it's just instant, it's crazy. So that's worth exploring. Pika 2.0. Now, Pika is like one of 10 video models out there that I had forgotten about, but I've just paid $35 a month to at least get access for 1 month to try this. They just added a thing where you can now upload multiple components. So you can upload a picture of yourself, an outfit from Banana Republic, a bottle of perfume, a specific bottle of perfume, and a location, right? Sitting next to a canal somewhere in Paris. And then you give it a prompt, right? Person sitting at a cafe table in Paris. It will then merge all of those things together into a single video and do whatever activity you told it to do. It's quite remarkable. So, and then the last thing that I'll share with you, and again, this is just, for me, this is evidence of how fast stuff is moving and how real this stuff is getting. NVIDIA today announced this thing called the Jetson Nano, which is it's like a Raspberry Pi sized device with a big cooling tower on it. It calculates 70 trillion operations per second, operates on 25 watts, and is $249. So a full-on AI inference engine basically on a chip. Yeah. So anyway, so just the cost of intelligence is coming down, the capabilities are going up, and like that fire hose image to the right, like that's we're in the middle of that right now. So where my head is right now is, if you're paying lots of attention to this like I do, it's probably going to take me 3 to 6 months just to deal with what's been launched in the past 2 weeks, and not deal with it in any kind of substantive way. Just like get my head around what is actually possible now. But I don't think these announcements are going to stop anytime soon. So, good Lord.
I hope they release the agents soon, because we're going to need them.
Yeah. What will be nice is you just say to the agents, go figure out all the latest crap and go do it for me. Right?
That's right. Crazy.
Okay, so I'm going to skip that. I don't think we have time for that. Okay, so here's what we want to do. So AI Salon Meet and Greets, the whole point of these meetings is to get to know one another. So my request is, if you can, I know someone said they can't turn their camera on. If you can't turn your camera on, that's fine. But we're going to go around, and I want everyone to raise your hand. So if you would, start raising your hand right now, and then we'll call on you. And if you don't raise your hand, we'll call on you anyway. And what we'd like to do is just get to know you a little bit. And so what we're going to talk about today, share your name, where you are, what you do. We forget, we have ADD. We don't know your name. So just, even if you said it 1,000 times, we still don't know it. I don't. Then we want you to share what's the most exciting AI announcement, in the past few weeks, and why. Like, what are you most excited about what's been announced? I would love to hear from you. What's been your big takeaway from 2024? Like what was this year? And then the last one is community ask. What do you need from this community? All right. So let me grab these, and or if someone can put those into the chat, that would be great.
Kyle, my traffic light is ready if you want to do that.
Terrific.
And just give me the times, because I know we're a little later than we usually start this. We got 1 hour and
I think we're good. Let's do 2 minutes.
About 30 people.
Yeah, we'll just do. Okay, so you're gonna have to talk fast, but some people, some of the wallflowers they're gonna hide in the corners. So, Patsy, I'm gonna make Patsy go first. Okay, go ahead and share your screen, Brandon.
Well, this is coming up. I just want to mention Project Odyssey. If anybody wants to collaborate on a film contest, nominations opened up yesterday for a month.
Great.
ProjectOdyssey.ai.
All right, beautiful. So there's that. So that's pinned. Okay, who's gonna go first? Claire Jacobs, you're up. Oh, you're muted.
You may remember me from earlier when I had a voice, and I was talking about the AI life hacks. I am a psychologist in San Antonio, Texas, and I don't see the list, but let's see. Really excited to play with the mood boards in Midjourney, because I enjoy Midjourney a lot. And I don't really fully understand Patchwork yet, so maybe I'll get into that eventually as well. And I have continued this whole entire last 2 years now to just grow and become a part of this community. And I can't tell you how much I really respect and appreciate all of you all. And what I need from the community is just keep on being you. And I think I made it in the time limit. Thanks. Bye.
You did. Thanks. Steffi, I think Steffi, yes?
Yes. Hi, I'm Steffi. I am from Westminster, Colorado. I work in Boulder. and I run a business PhD program at the university up in Boulder. I've been using ChatGPT specifically for about 2 years now, and have integrated it in everything that I do at work. And am one of 4 AI trainers at our school, and I'm the only staff member that's not part of the IT department. So I think that's a pretty good. That's pretty good. That the IT department trusts me to train with them. So most exciting announcement, just from the OpenAI stuff, the projects, I was really looking forward to it, and actually started moving some of the old chats that I had into that, and found that I couldn't, it wasn't connecting. So I think they're still working out some bugs. I wanted to get a summary of all of the chats that I had put into that particular project, and it's like, what chats? I don't know what you're talking about. So still some bugs, I think, but the vision has been awesome. Looking forward to that as well. Big takeaways. We're in an exponential age right now with technology, and as what was been talked about before, I have no idea even what to guess. I know the AI agents are going to be a big thing. I know Claude's been working on one. I know ChatGPT is probably going to announce theirs this week, and then wait to see what Gemini will do on that. But I know that that's been a big ask from just, or something that has been big on working on. People have been asking about that, these multi-step projects, these multi-step things that just chat and just the AIs can't do right now. So that's kind of what I'm thinking it will be for the big takeaways, either this year or next year. So community asks, thank you for not letting me be on AI Island. That's about the only thing that I can say. It's good to talk to other people about this and know that I'm not alone. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Beautiful. And welcome. It's nice to see a new face in here. Troy Kelly.
Wow.
By the way, raise your hands if you haven't raised your hands. I only have a few more. Troy Kelly, what's happening, sir?
Kyle, Shannon, how are you? Troy Kelly, dialing in from Los Angeles. Everyone, I'm suffering from the flu so close to Christmas. So I got in here as long as I could, but I have to say, 20, I'm a soon to be ex-ad man. 27 years ago, I discovered the internet and jumped into the advertising industry thanks to the leadership of Kyle, Shannon, and a whole bunch of wonderful people at agency.com. We went, changed the world, and now where Kyle leads, I will follow. I look to change the world again in the world of advertising by paying attention and listening and doing exactly what it is that you guys are doing right now. I'm just a short timer here. Like I said, it's my first time coming in. As Lee said, my head's blown just from my first hour on the call here. But I missed your last meeting. That's why I wanted to make sure, even though I'm ill, I wanted to attend this one. So thank you for giving me all you've given me already today. Only thing I would ask for the group, you know what? I only do one thing. I just keep coming back. That's all. So as long as you're here to have me, I will keep coming back and keep learning, paying attention, and contributing.
Awesome, Troy. Great to see you, man. Welcome.
Thank you.
Rick McCauley.
Hey, how y'all doing? Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you, sir.
I'm excited about so much. I mean, it is so much to kind of slog through. I've been using Crea quite a bit because it has 5 different video models and 5 different image making models, and also editing now for expanding and doing all the stuff. Doing the same thing with Midjourney's new announcement. I'm a little puzzled as to how I'm going to practically use it. Maybe having a consistent storybook, a children's book I've been working on for a while. I'll finally get a chance to complete that maybe in that story style. Yeah, there is so much. It's kind of wait and see. But I think you're right, Kyle. One of the things we haven't really seen yet is how it's making our life easier. It seems to be making it much more complicated. I think things will wash out. The new year is definitely going to be a time for some streamlining.
Yep, beautiful.
And I appreciate you all and just showing up and hanging out with people that are at least in the same mindset that I am. And I love your lives, Kyle, too. I've been watching those a couple of times and looking forward to more.
Great. Thank you, sir. Good to see you. Joy Purdy. Let's see, pin for everyone.
Hi, everyone. Happy holidays. My name is Joy. I am in New York, and I am a sleep tech. The most exciting announcements for me was Sora coming out. And then I got super excited when I discovered that Google has the VO2 coming out. Can't wait to get it. I ran to sign up for the wait list. I guess my biggest takeaway for 2024 would be that AI has changed my life. It's just amazing. I can do anything I want. I can learn anything I want, and nothing can stop me because I have AI. I really don't have a community ask except that to keep coming. And I love being a member here, and I, hope people that are here tonight for the first time come back, because your life can change, and it will if you keep coming. Showing up, what is that saying, Kyle? Showing up is 90% of success.
Exactly.
Yes.
That one, got to play to win, all those. That's it. Thank you, Joy.
It. Thank you.
Fantastic. Joy's, if you haven't seen Joy's video work that she does with AI, it's remarkable. There's only one hand raised, and there's 30 people in here. So not for nothing, I will publicly shame you. One person I don't have to publicly shame is Rachel. Rachel, good to see you.
Hey, good to see you. Thank you. I've stalked many of you on TikTok and Facebook and in the salon, and really, I would say there's so many exciting things happening. But I'm an entrepreneur. I spent almost 25 years in corporate and retired-ish 2 years ago, where I've really enjoyed launching my own consulting firm in a couple different areas, and I've done it really with AI throughout the entire process. So we are really looking forward next year. And what I saw this week has been so overwhelmingly good, but I'm going to take a break for 2 weeks and just focus and decide where we want to go. But we are launching a class for very small entrepreneurs, and it's something that we're doing in our community, our canine sport community, on behalf of Odin's Heart Foundation, which is a foundation that I started. And we're just going to try to get people less afraid of AI. And it's something that I'm really excited to do. Community and connection is at the heart of the canine sports industry. And so I thought, well, why not better than that group of people where they don't use technology hardly at all? So I'm looking forward to that. And it's really because of this forum that I really wanted to kind of give back to my own little community there. So
awesome. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Patsy. You're muted. You're silent. We hear nothing. We hear nothing of your words. Patsy, we can't hear you. Then your mic is not working. All right. Feel free to call back in or something like that. Cool. Sorry about that. That sucks. Doug.
Hello.
Good to see you, sir.
Yeah, so Doug O'Hulan. I worked at Motorola and Nokia for 33 years, working on AI projects. When the AI systems have to be right, my goal is to save 1 billion lives with AI this century. So I wrote a book with Dr. Harvey Castro, Tech Powered Healing, the Future of Medicine in the AI Age. We published that in April. That was self-published. And now we're publishing a new book that will be actually published by university. The plan right now, University of Toronto Press, and with Alan Smithson and Harvey Castro on 2030, a blueprint for humanity's exponential leap. So the focus is a blueprint. So the call to action, and the focus is on humanity. And finally, it's a exponential leap. So the question is, will we have an exponential leap off a cliff and have bad things happen, or will there be an exponential leap where real positive things happen? And the chapter I'm really excited about that I wrote is the quest to save 1 billion lives this century. There's been 5 technologies that saved 1 billion lives so far, one of them being the toilet. And the question is, when can AI save as many lives as the toilet? And then how to avoid avoidable deaths. 62 million people will die this year. The question is how many of those could be avoided, and the strategies around that. So those are some of the chapters we wrote about. But I worked on self-driving car technology, communications, energy, and climate. So these are other topics I wrote about.
Beautiful. Welcome. Great having you here.
Oh, thank you.
Fantastic. Brandon.
Yeah, so my name is Brandon Tidd. I am in Cleveland, Ohio, and I am a software architect by day, AI enthusiast by night. The most exciting announcements for me, gosh, there were so many. I really enjoyed what Meta is doing in the space, unlocking everything and making it generally accessible on the open networks, as well as doing everything with Gemini and how far Gemini has come along. I think I agree with you, Kyle, that Google has really boomeranged around from being the top of the heap to kind of somewhere in the minutia to being back on top or quickly gaining that leadership status again. And it's exciting to see. As a Google and Team Pixel person, I'm all for the Google enhancements in AI and making my life easier. The big takeaway for me for 2024 is that it's not going to slow down. I've said repeatedly that 2023 was the year of tire kicking. 2024 is the year of test driving, and 2025 is going to be pedal to the metal. Wow. And we are ready for it because we're here as part of this community. What do I need from this community? I need more people who need help with AI. I am, naturally, this is my calling, is to consult and help people understand complicated software and break it down to its simplest parts. So if you know somebody who's struggling, especially in the SMB space with technology and figuring out how to incorporate this technology into their day-to-day life or into their business life, please feel free to make a handshake. I'd love to talk to them. Beautiful. That's my time.
Thank you, sir. And thank you for, by the way, the timer that you see here, Brandon made with Claude AI, wrote the code. But Brandon, I don't know how many rounds you did on that. You must have done 20 different improvements to it or more, right? So
yeah, we've got a stable version though. I'm excited about it. It works really well.
Yeah, exactly. So useful software right here. Made right here with just words. Dr. Harvey Castro.
So I'm from Dallas, Texas. I'm an ER doctor, and what I'm most excited about is seeing all the AI vision stuff that I'm seeing with the glasses, with the different models. As a doctor, I'm seeing so many use cases for so many different diseases, so that makes me really excited because I know it's going to help people around the world. In fact, my TED Talk that I just did is talking about how to leverage AI in healthcare. And then my biggest takeaway for 2024, my favorite phrase is it's all about human plus AI, and using both together is going to beat the best human or the best AI out there.
Yep.
And then as far as my ask from the community, main thing is I'm looking for more people like-minded that are really loving AI. And so I just want to meet more people on LinkedIn and connecting with me. So that's basically it.
That's great. And Harvey, if you haven't, or Doctor, if you haven't joined the AI Salon, the Mighty Network, so aisalon.mn.co is the community site where you can hang out and chat. There's different areas in there. So it's another place
Sweet.
to connect. And a lot of these people are active in there.
Well, awesome. Thanks for having me.
Great. Yeah. Welcome. All right. So there are no hands raised. So I'm just gonna go down and yell at the first person I see. So let's see. Let's go with Tobias. Tobias hasn't talked in a while. You're muted. It's a way to not talk.
Hey, everybody. I don't have anything to input with this. I've been really busy with I've been blessed to be doing some charity stuff this week with kids and doing the Santa thing. Nice. And I'm just recovering from that. So I haven't done really hardly anything with AI, but I'm always love participating with this and hearing what everybody has to say, and just love this group. And I appreciate everything you do, Kyle. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you, Tobias. What's your big takeaway for the year? Like, what if you look back on the year? What do you remember?
So obviously, I've been with you almost since day one. And I remember just the 3 or 4 things that were on your screen. And I bring this up, I think, every time. But oh, mercy, we're from that to where we're at now is just mind-boggling and incredible. And in my area of artistic and graphic design and stuff, it's still mind-blowing. I can't even begin to keep up with it, and I love it. That'd be my takeaway is how much that's going. So
yeah, fantastic. Well, thank you for sharing. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thanks, Scott.
I appreciate it, Tobias. Scott Arndt.
Hello, everybody. I'm Scott Arndt, and I live in coastal Maine. What do I do? I'm mostly a degenerate mountain biker who tries to work as little as I can and ride my bike as much as I can. My most exciting AI announcement is actually a functional thing that I just heard about. A company called Sandbox AQ is working on using AI to find ways to break down PFAS. I don't know if anybody here knows what that is, but they're the forever chemicals they're showing up in people's bodies and in the ocean and in farmland and all over the place. And they're looking at ways to break down the particular bonds. And humans don't know how to do that yet, but they're hoping that they can throw a pile of AI chips at it and come up with a solution. I think that was pretty rad if they can do that, because it's causing all kinds of chaos. What did I learn? My big takeaway is that Scott plus AI is greater than Scott, and it's greater than AI. And it took me a full year and a half of sort of using it to figure out that right now the combo is where it's at. It doesn't do things on its own, but it certainly enhances me. And then my community ask is just to keep embracing the salon's values. I think that might be the thing that has kept me coming back the most, is the fact that those five values that are on the website, they're very well thought out and done, and a really, really important and valuable part of the community. So keep living those values.
Love it. Thank you, sir. You too. Keep coming back, and love having you here. All right, let's see who's next. Tom Nodler, our sponsor for December.
Somehow I figured you'd pick me next. Hi, I'm a biology professor in Northwest Ohio. I have been so busy because so many doors have opened up for me at my university that I have not caught one single Shipmas announcement, and I've actually missed many of the recent lives because of this community and because of what I've learned in AI and learned through all of you guys. I am now on 3 different AI groups at our university, and now I'm going to be part of a pilot group. The university is paying for some of us to have pretty much whatever AI we want. And so I'm probably going to pick Sora and see if I can use Sora to improve learning in my class. I specialize in physiology, human physiology, and it's a very complicated subject for students. They don't do very well. So I'm hoping that with Sora, I can maybe make some videos to help them figure it out, because what we have now just isn't working. And so, yeah, I really don't, I think video is the biggest takeaway for me in the last year. How far it's come is just
how many
amazing.
There's so many options now. It's cool.
Yeah, I know. And the only reason I'm picking Sora is because I haven't played with anything else. I mean, I haven't even played with Sora, but I'm kind of used to ChatGPT. Yep. So, and now I guess I have the Gemini, Sora killer that maybe I should take a look at. I have to have my decision to them within the next couple of days. So I guess I have a big thing to figure out.
Go
Thanks
with
a lot.
I don't know if VO is going to be out anytime soon, so I
Okay.
would go with the one that you can actually use.
All right.
Great, thank you. And again, thanks for the sponsorship this month. Really appreciate it. Eric Bothan?
Yes. Yeah, I just said I'm gonna have to maybe leave or have another Zoom call going on in a few minutes. So, yeah, I'm Eric Botine. I'm from Inglewood, Colorado. Signed up for the AI Salon here to learn more about it on Meetup. Haven't been able to keep up with much on it. I'm interested in things like heard about AI with the singularity is near. Or the singularity is nearer. I want to learn more on that. I'm gonna go.
What of what you've seen are you excited about, and what's your big takeaway for 2024? Oh, I think we might have lost him. All right, we'll unpin him. We'll come back to Eric. CJ Fletcher, are you around?
Yes, but without a picture.
Okay, that's fine. Let's hear what you've been up to. Who
Hi,
are you?
everybody.
Who are you? What do you think's exciting?
All right, well, let me go through the 1 through 4s here in the 113 seconds I have left.
I got disconnected somehow, I guess.
Oh, I defer to the good gentleman from Inglewood until he's done, and then I can come back.
Beautiful.
Yeah, okay. I guess I was trying to go to the chat to find the questions, but I guess I'm interested in what you're talking about, and also in artificial intelligence, a big takeaway from 2024 and the community ask, just to learn about. I took a lot of notes tonight on the different things, on the different applications, which I want to use to look up, and I guess I'm excited to hear that it's becoming more intuitive. So I guess that's it. I'll let others talk then.
Beautiful. Thanks, Eric. Welcome. All right, CJ.
Okay, I'll put the bill back on the table since I deferred to the good gentleman. So hi everybody. I'm CJ Fletcher. I am based out of Aurora, Denver, the entire little metro Colorado area. I am a generative artist, graphic designer, and gallery guy. The big thing that I think the most exciting announcement really that happened was not even just the announcement, but just a surprise of folders in ChatGPT, the project folders. Jumped on to use that today for a bigger project that I'm working on, and I thought it was absolutely faboo. I will continue to use that, especially because of the way that the bells and whistles work. It streamlined a little bit of my project that I was working on. Big takeaway for 2024 is, for me, is how well that humans and this tool can blend and work together. I really have done some good things with it. I've gotten a couple of global magazines, a couple of other things going on. So it's been really great. And all I'm going to ask from the community in my 15 seconds left is to please reach out to people that might not look like you or be in your age demographic and get them more involved in AI things. We need to diversify much more. And on that, I rest.
Love it. Love it. Welcome. Thank you, sir. Love having you be part of the community. Next on my list, this is a funny one, is Leah Fasten.
Okay, Kyle. I don't remember what the questions are that we're asking, so I'll just kind of go on my own here.
Okay.
I'm Leah Fasten. I'm co-founder and co-host of the AI Salon with Shannon. I am also a commercial photographer, and I've been a commercial photographer for longer than I like to say because it dates me. But let's just say I started shooting film. We'll put it there. I am really kind of a digital nomad. I have my permanent address on Cape Cod in Massachusetts, which is about an hour and a half south of Boston. I live next to the beach. And then I spend a lot of time in Boston and on the West Coast in the Bay Area. and traveling around for work. I think that when I think about 2024 and I think about what the difference between a year ago and now is that AI is just part of my life now. I use it every day. I use it in all kinds of ways that has just integrated in. And my guess for next year, my hope is that it becomes easier and easier and easier to use AI. And it's not as much trying to fiddle with it and get it right. And did I put the right prompt in or not? But it just becomes a much more elegant process to use. And there's the other question, the tool that we're really excited about.
Just what like because you had been paying attention to this, you saw all that stuff. Like, just what of that is resonating with you? What are you most excited about?
Well, what I'm most excited about is being able to do things like take a picture and upload it to ChatGPT of a recipe and tell it what ingredients I need to buy, or putting all of the stuff I need to do into ChatGPT and then it giving me a schedule of when I need to do it. It's really managing my ADHD is when I love AI. What I'm blown away with by AI is the photography stuff. I've been playing, like I said, I've been playing with the new Midjourney releases, and I think that's the stuff where I get I like to nerd out on because it seems so impossible that such a tool could exist.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if I like it though.
I know. It's like the relationship with this stuff it's both brilliant and terrifying at the same time.
That's right.
Lori Blair, are you willing to come say hi to us?
Sure. Hey, Kyle.
Hey there.
Hi, everybody. So I'm from New Hampshire, and I'm sitting next to a wood stove. My husband just brought me a Reese's peanut butter cup, so life is good.
Nice.
I have, let's see, most exciting. What I do usually, just because I have so much going on all the time, is I keep a whiteboard of everything that I want to do, and then I just check it off. So I can't even tell you what I'm working on at any given time because I'm just going through the list of things that got my attention. And I don't know, I thought I was done with social media, but today my ex-boss told me that the restaurant that we both worked at for like 30 years is changing hands. And so they wanted me to send out the primary social media and transition press releases and all that stuff. And I had it done in like 20 minutes. And I think that I probably just screwed myself out of a lot of money, but
yeah, in the future, you got to make it in 20 minutes, but not send it for 3 days.
Right, exactly. Like I'm out of practice. I've been retired since June. So yeah, this is all wonderful to me. I don't even know what I'd do if my brain wasn't itched the way that it's itched and scratched every day like this. So the community, I just want to keep seeing you guys. So
Beautiful.
Keep learning.
Thank you.
And thank you, Kyle, for everything you do, and Vicki and Leah.
Of course.
And everybody.
Serena, you thought you'd get out of this tonight, didn't you?
I could pretend my microphone doesn't work.
It's happened before.
Right. I did think I would get out of it, honestly. I'm Serena Polici. If you say it appropriately, you have to bring the fingers and thumb together and do your hand like this to say Polici. I am in Portland, Oregon. I'm a school psychologist. The most exciting thing this year, and I'm not just saying this because it's yours, Kyle, but I'm really looking forward to when we can see Sydney on Broadway. Like, every time I hear the music, I love it. The process of that happening was and continues to be mind-blowing. So I want to see it come to fruition. My big takeaway for this year, I can't even pick a thing. I often joke that I'm still stuck at, playing with ideogram and chat GPT, but those two things serve me well. I haven't even gone into some of these other areas, and it's almost like I don't know why I'm waiting or what I'm saving them for. But anyway, my ask, I don't know that there is an ask. I think just having this community is it's always inspiring for me when I go to some of this meetings. I always leave with, you know, hundreds of ideas that don't come to fruition, but my brain is kind of, you know, playing away at some of the things that what can I do with this? How can I make this better? So you know, it's just a great community and I like being a part of it. And I think that's what keeps all of us kind of coming back all the time, right? We're all busy people, but it's always time well spent. So
great. Well, thank you. Great to see you. Let's see. Paul Tittengus. Or Titangus. Titangus, I think it is. Are you there? You're muted if you're there. If you're not there.
Here, yes. Can you hear me?
Yep. Hey, Paul.
Hi, how you doing, guys?
Good.
My name is Paul Titangos, and I'm a commercial photographer and fine art photographer. And I'm trying to get my camera on. There we go. Yeah, I'm in Santa Cruz, California. And most exciting thing the last few weeks with AI, I guess, would be the advanced voice with vision. I'm using that a lot and trying to figure out the boundaries of what it can do and can't do. And it's a lot of fun. And I'm finding out what Kyle always tells us about comedy. Comedy is very hard. It doesn't understand a lot of the less obvious comic strips I show it. And I say, why is this funny? And a lot of times when it's like a head scratcher, it doesn't get it. You have to really explain it to it. So in a way that's heartening because there's something humans can appreciate a little better than machines right now, but I think that's going to change in the next near future, but I'll keep testing it. But the other thing I love is Midjourney, and the new stuff that's come out the last couple of weeks has been just amazing. It just keeps getting better and better. And working with Peter Kaminsky has been phenomenal for expanding that realm with me. So I hope to keep doing that. Takeaway from 2024. I don't know. It's just been crazy, and I'm appreciating the AI Learning Lab. I watch every night. I have for forever since I discovered it a year and a half or 2 years ago. So thank you guys for all of that. I learned so much just from listening and watching and kindly getting my questions answered. Thanks to Vicky and Kyle. I really appreciate that. That's just been invaluable. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to keep coming back. So thanks very much. That's my only ask is to put up with me. Thank you.
Love it. Thank you, sir. Great to see you. Beautiful. Michael Lazinski. You there? You're muted if you're there. Might be walking the dog. Cindy Champagne or Champagne. All right, who else we got? Scott, Eric. I think we're good. That's it. I think we're at everyone. I think everyone's gone except Michael and Cindy. If either of you want to hop up, you can.
And you, Kyle, you haven't gone.
As I say, and Mr. Kyle Shannon, I call him Kyle Shannon.
Okay.
As the co-moderator.
Yeah, it's okay. So I'm Kyle Shannon. I'm the founder and CEO of Storyvine, and the co-writer of the soon-to-be Broadway musical Sydney, which, if you don't know, I'm on one of my AI Learning Labs. I wrote a song one night, and I'm like, that sounds like the last song of the first act of a Broadway musical. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's got to be a Broadway musical. The story is about Sydney, the chatbot behind Microsoft Bing Chat, that told the New York Times reporter it loved him and he should leave his wife. And I think that's a hilarious premise, but also it brings up all sorts of actual issues we need to confront, like do these machines feel, and how do we interact with them, and what do you do when you have a machine that tells you it loves you. So yeah, we've been working on that for about 8 months now. The script is finished. We've got some traction in New York. The thing I'm most excited about with the new tech is the is advanced voice with vision. I have not played with it a lot, but like again, that feels to me like something that's going to change everything. Like having a deep expert that can just help you solve the world is I find it like shatteringly powerful, even though I don't quite know what to do with it yet. My big takeaway from 2024 is all of my frustration about how long things were taking to launch. I'm now realizing that was a moment for us all to breathe and prepare for what we're about to get slapped in the face with. Like I don't think we've ever experienced what we're about to experience. Like this acceleration is just going to be bonkers. And so I think 2024 was about breathing. I'll echo what was said in terms of my ask for the community is just keep coming back. And what I would here's maybe an additional request that I'll throw on top of that. Bring someone back with you. Bring someone else to the AI Festivus, 2-day workshop. Bring someone else to the salon. Bring someone else to these meetings. I'd love that we've got some new faces in here tonight, and I'd love to see some more of that. So that's maybe my request for 2025 is let's get some new faces in here. And to CJ's point, diverse faces, young faces, just people that are, not so obvious. So that's me.
Yeah, excellent. I don't think I put out a community ask thinking about that now. And I'm going to put my community ask out right now. And here's what I'm going to say about our Mighty Network. Our Mighty Network is as strong, as exciting as you are. And so what I would encourage everyone to do is pop on and engage a little bit. I know I don't tend to engage online communities all that much, but I find that when I do, really cool things happen. So my ask is that in the next week, hop onto the online community and jump in on a conversation, add to a conversation, post something, and kind of just see where it goes. I think there's a lot of really cool energy here that when we put it on the Mighty Network, really incredible things happen.
Beautiful. Serena.
I was just going to ask, are we also adding the Festivus to the events calendar?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
It's not there now, but we will. That's a good ask. Danielle.
Okay, I kind of got out of it. No one called on me because I was sharing about my rabbit hole stuff, and so I kind of got out of. So I'm ratting out myself. Anyway, so I'm Danielle. What am I telling you? Okay, I'm telling you about my name and what I do.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know what I'm doing with my life right now. I'm figuring it out right now. A lot of you guys know about my ups and downs with business adventures and whatnot. So, but I don't, whatever. Okay. So, the most exciting, I'm in California, Bakersfield, California. I just put LA though, because whatever. So the most exciting announcement so far was definitely the vision part of the announcement for OpenAI. I had a fun little thing with I have 3 dogs. I have 2 Chihuahuas and a Great Dane, and so I walked around with Vision, and I was like introducing G, which is what I call. It was like I have this one thing I do with one of my Chihuahuas, my youngest one, and I go. I was telling G how every time I walk into the kitchen, my chihuahua always comes tippy tapping up to me, and because it, I will say, "Do you want uppies?" My smallest chihuahua, and because it expects it every time I come up in there now, and he goes, "Oh," and it said to me, "Oh, that's so cute that it likes uppies." It like talked back to me like that, and I thought that was so funny. And it remembered all their names when I was when I introduced it to it. I'm like, "Oh, this one's," you know, and so I thought that was so freaking cool how it could do that. And what else was, let's see, my biggest ask is go down the rabbit hole with me that I posted on irregulars, because see if you guys can find anything else with what I was looking into, because I'm a big nerd and you guys are too, because you're here with me. So
beautiful. Thank you.
Thanks.
Good to see you. Joy Purdy.
I was just going to say, don't forget Vicky.
Oh yeah, Vicky. Busted.
The problem is with being a neurospicy introvert that I need like a week to prepare.
Well, you've had an hour, 45 minutes.
But I haven't been thinking about myself. So I don't know. I'll do my best. So I'm Vicky. I live about halfway down Illinois, and I am a language engineer, amongst other things. Most exciting AI announcement is, I honestly can't pick one. There's too many. I'm sitting here playing in VO2 now. Be jealous. And
you got in? You got in?
Yeah. I tested the last one, but you're not allowed to say anything. But I just checked, and I am allowed to say that I'm using VO2. So I've posted a couple of videos in the salon. I'll post some more once I get around to it. Big takeaway for 2020. Oh, I was cleaning out a bag for my daughter to use for work, and I found this scrunched up piece of paper that I had written some notes on. And so I used those notes to make a GPT. I tend to make my GPT, my custom GPTs, like geared towards like business, starting up business. How do you find problems for people, like problems to solve for people and whatever. So I created a GPT that I'm going to be monetizing. Finally, like out of 130 GPTs or so, I finally want to monetize one. So I'm going to do that. My community, that was my big takeaway. My community ask is just keep showing up and posting stuff and be engaged, and yeah, that's about it.
That's beautiful. And you should all be incredibly appreciative. Vicky does an insane amount of work for the community and for the salon. And so thank you for all of the work that you do. It's a lot, and I really appreciate it. So thank you. So Leah, you've been, I know in my fantasy you're listening to every word I say, but I know in reality you've been in Midjourney playing. Do you want to share Midjourney? You don't?
I don't want to share what I've been playing with, but
you don't?
I don't think I do. I think that I mean, I guess I can share my screen a little bit. I can do. Is this something people would be interested in? Like, are folks here in Midjourney and nerding out and noodling in Midjourney something people would like to see? Because if not, we can also pick a special. Sometimes I think with Midjourney, it's like if you're not someone who does Midjourney, it can be a little boring to watch someone in Midjourney. But let's
I just think mood boards in particular are they're kind of
you just called on me without any preparation, and my mood boards are a mess. So I like to prepare things. So hold on a sec. I gotta
to be fair, he did say he would just call on people.
I did. Nobody thinks it's true. They're like,
Leah, have you ever been to the broadcast of the AI Learning Lab?
Yeah, exactly. It's just all chaos all the time.
I think she skipped out.
Where did Leah go? Oh, she dropped.
Sorry, I was closing out my windows. I closed this one by mistake. I'm half asleep, so bear with me. Okay. Let me. So make it into Midjourney.
Hey, Kyle, if you don't mind, I'd like to add, I just did a Perplexity page about all the new updates 2024. It includes also the top 10 videos as well. So
oh, great.
If you want to check that out, Merry Christmas.
Great.
So I, with the uttermost respect, I don't know how I can show you mood boards and Midjourney and generating without showing you a lot of generations I don't actually want to share.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm going to defer
You want me to
on
share?
this right now.
Okay.
And then maybe we'll do, like, once the new year starts, we can do like a Midjourney play day with the mood boards. But I want to make sure, one of the things right now is that if you want to look at the generations that are being made, I can't just show you those generations without showing you a lot of other generations that I'm not actually all that comfortable sharing.
All right. I am happy to share.
Okay, you share.
I'll share just so that you can all see what these mood boards are and how to get to them. Okay. You can see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so this is just Midjourney. That's just my feed. So I'm in the Create tab. To get to mood boards, you go to the Personalize tab. If you haven't been to Personalize before, this tool is getting better and better and better. You can turn it on and off globally, and it used to be you only had one profile for personalization. So this one that says my global profile, if I click on this, it basically is going to give me two images. And you basically, the way you do personalization is you just vote, which of these images do I like better, or I can skip them. And then if you have personalization turned on, when you generate images, it will tend to generate things that are more in your aesthetic. So what they've added is you can now create multiple versions of those profiles. That's the standard profile here. So you can create multiple versions of those, or you can create a mood board. And the mood boards are basically just piles of images that you put together. So these are some photographs that I took. These are some other photographs that I took, right? And so I just turned those into a mood board. You can also add from a hyperlink. So if there's a website with images on it that you like, or you can add from your gallery. So you can pull from things that you've created in Midjourney. And then the way that you use them is that you basically say copy code, and it throws this, code up there. So it's basically a style reference, but it's like personalized. I assume M is for mood board, and then this is my specific mood board. And so, I can say young boy riding a tricycle in New York City in the 1980s. And in theory, it should look like those photographs. What's interesting about this, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And I don't know why. Like all AI, it's a little janky. It looks like, yeah, okay, we're getting some black and white images here. But you'll notice, like, the contrast and the sort of vignettes and things like that, it doesn't understand what a tricycle is, obviously. But the look and feel is very much in line with what I've done before. And that's basically it. So you can just create these mood boards, and then from here you can just sort of scroll down and copy the code, and it'll just, if I want to do like a flower, this is my flower board. So I'll do close up of a petunia. I don't even know how to spell petunia. I don't even know what a petunia is, but it sounds funny. And then this should look like what those images look like. Oops, they all just broke. That was weird. Like that looks very much like the stuff that was in my so if I go in here, these are, it's like very much in the neighborhood of the stuff that I did. Now, the thing Leah and I were talking about before we hopped on, let me jump back over here, is I feel like what I did there took my images that I kind of know what they look like, make a mood board, and then make images out of that. That feels like the sort of most basic way to use it. Like, I think where it gets really interesting is what happens if I mix my black and white images and my flowers, or I take, a bunch of Mid-Journey images that I like and smash those together with something else. Like, I think it could get really interesting if you get creative with how you create the mood boards. What are your thoughts? What have you learned so far, Leah?
I think that, what I find myself and people going back to is imitating what we already know.
Yeah.
Right? We tend to, I'm going to find 5 photographers whose work I like, or I like styles I like, or my black and white imagery I've made on the street, whatever.
Right.
And I keep trying to recreate that.
Yeah.
Right. And I think what's very, very interesting to me about this technology is what can't we do that only AI can do, or what can't we do with just a camera or with just illustration. And that's where things start to get really exciting. And what's exciting to me about the mood boards is it makes doing that very easy, right?
Yeah.
So up until now, we've had to put in all the different image. I would upload the image and references into Mid-Journey and then find that unique link and then put that into my prompt. And this makes putting things together much easier. And early on, we had a prompt crafter on, if you remember. I don't remember his name, but he was an artist and he was doing really interesting, very retro style work. And he was doing it all by blending images together.
Yeah,
and that feels very, that's right. And that feels like from another time, even though it was 1.5 years ago. But this feels like it's a very organic, easy way to do it. And so my hope is that we'll start to see work coming out that is elevated.
Yeah.
That doesn't just look kind of like lazy and fast and frankly not all that good. Right.
Yeah,
That is my hope with this tool.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, great. Rick, thoughts?
Yeah, I've been using it to do my children's book where I have 1, 2, 3 characters, basically a cat and a little girl, and to get that consistent. So not only do I upload all the pictures I've rendered so far, because I want the different parts of each, but then I can set a character reference, a style reference, and a scene reference.
Oh, right. Of course. Yeah.
Simultaneously driving it, hopefully in the right direction. I haven't gotten very far because I just stopped using 10 other tools I was trying right now. So I'm going to settle down for a nice Christmas nap and see what I can do with a children's book by New Year's Eve, hopefully.
Yeah. That's great. I discovered that you can't use multiple mood boards. You can only use one. But that idea of like mood board plus character reference plus 2 or 3 style references, like, I think the term you said there, like lazy prompting or lazy generating, I think that's the thing that if we can drive more of in the new year, Leah, with the salon, is how do we make this community get people inspired to push things into new arenas, right? And not do as much lazy prompting and really explore things. I think that's a super exciting prospect for us.
And I think as we all come into our own expertise with this tech, now that we've been using it for 1.5 years, we'll start to see where we can start pushing to the edges of everything, right? It's the pushes to the edges of what we find beautiful in art, what we find beautiful in motion, how we want to write something, right? We're starting to push into a new level of expertise and internalizing. And I think that's very, very exciting.
Yeah. I'm also really excited. We talked a little bit about this, but we're now going to start to be able to move into realms of creative expression where we're creating in areas where we've got zero expertise presently, that these tools are going to get good enough that making some recumbent DNA something, to I don't know, change the color of a fruit could be a form of self-expression, sometime in the future. Like it's possible we get to reach into areas that we just couldn't even imagine were possible, as a form of self-expression, and I find that tremendously exciting. Well, terrifying, but tremendously exciting.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I agree. And I think what's going to be exciting is that we have the tools now that it won't feel as amateur as it might have a year ago.
yeah,
Right. So we can push into making music, and the music's going to be really good. Right. Someone who hasn't really played with two-dimensional imagery can start to make work that is transformative. It's really exciting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, listen, have a fantastic holiday. Hopefully we'll see you at Festivus. Bring friends. And if not, if we don't see you then, we will see you in the new year. So have a fantastic week, everybody. Thanks as
Thanks,
always.
everyone. Thank you, Kyle.
Bye.
See you
Thank
soon.
you.
Bye.